Hey guys, um, I like playing Vintage Story, so I'm planning on restarting a new world here after the 1.22 update. Um, but for now, I'm gonna do a little world tour of my pre 1.22 world. I have updated most of the mods and stuff that I used in this world, but they've added a lot of new generation stuff. So, long story short, I'm gonna probably upload some videos soon of me playing on the new update at some point. Probably kind of a let's play style thing. But with that being said, let's do a little tour here. So first of all, we'll just kind of start off with my items. If anyone's curious, here's all the clothes that I wear. And it's winter right now, but I changed into my summer outfit because it looks cooler. But this is my winter outfit items as well. Um, so Uh, let's kind of get into it. So this is what I built. It's nothing crazy. I've got a windmill. That windmill there is from the uh, Millwright mod. I'll leave I think I have a list somewhere of all the mods I'm using in this world, so I'll leave a list of the mods in the description, I think. Um, but yeah, it's winter right now, so there's no real crops or anything. These are all my berry bushes that I'm using to just pretty much farm rot. Um, but we'll kind of start over here and then work our way forward. This is really all I've built in this world. Um, I didn't, I haven't built anything crazy size-wise. I don't really do that. Here's the map. If anyone's interested in looking at that as well, I guess we might as well start with that. Um, I have completed all of the story stuff in the game, so there's the devastation. I played with the settings a little bit. I'll at the end I'll kind of exit out of the world and show the world settings and that kind of stuff. But here's Nadia, and then here's Tobias. Um, as you can see, I haven't been over there since summer because I don't really need to. But here's the world. I think there might be up here somewhere. Yeah, there's some more stuff up here. Um, I haven't built anything outside of this very small location though, so this is all that really matters over here. But so here we have a greenhouse, which is not actually functional right now. I took the roof off of it to let the snow kind of improve the fertility here. Eventually I was going to try to swap this all out with Terra Preta, but it never happened. It just kind of takes way too long. um, but yeah, threw this together pretty quickly. So, oh, and it's missing beams on one side, which is not something I realized until just now. That's great. Um, yeah, there's definitely supposed to be beams there, and there's not. But yeah, so this is just something I threw together quick to keep the growing season a little longer. Those of you who, I'm sure most of the people who are watching this video have played this game, but greenhouses are functional. So before we get to we'll kind of do the extras before we get to the crazy stuff. So this, or the main house. This here is my setup for the windmill. Are these still bugged? It looks like they are. Oh yeah. These are, I haven't updated to 1.22, but those are broken right now. But yeah, so this is just a one large gear with a clutch, a couple clutches, and transmissions for a pulverizer, quern, and then a 4 helve hammer smithing setup. So if we go up here, um, this is kind of the way up to the actual windmill. And then up here, there's not a lot of detail work, like furniture-wise in these, but like doing stuff like this, I'm sure, again, anyone who's played this game knows that doing stuff like this takes a long time. So there's a cool little railing there, and then we got a nice little, you know, outside area you can view. It's a pretty good view of the little house that I got going here. I am playing with, you'll notice that those chimneys do actually connect all the way in. I am playing with a mod that basically has entity-based smoke, so fires will suffocate you if you don't let them, you know, move their way out. But so yeah, we can go up a little further here. Another nice view of kind of what I got going on here. And then inside, there's a room in here that there's nothing in. I was gonna add some more stuff to these spaces eventually, but never really got around to it. And now that the next update is out, I'm kind of just moving on to my next world. But if we go ahead and go up the staircase here, whoops, you'll see that this this is the main shaft that goes all the way down. So and then here, these are also millwright mod blocks, but they have been. This is one of the things that has actually been added to the game now. Is now the game has, I believe the game has functional like pass-throughs, so you can have these go through blocks now, which is nice. I also never actually got around to making this second windmill actually transmit power, but this is a full windmill. This provides 200 kilonewtons, or I think it's actually 400 because this is modded. But yeah, so that's pretty nice. So we'll just kind of head down now. Nothing really crazy up there. Oh, I guess we can take a look at the view actually up there. A lot of windows. I try to put windows everywhere I can, and in this one it ended up being kind of weird. Like these blocks aren't really seem like they're supported by anything, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, some nice views of the terrain. To give a little context on the terrain, I'm using a mod called Plains and Valleys, as well as Rivers and Continental World. So you'll notice that, like I said, you'll notice that there's a lot of these rivers. I kind of upped the river content on this one a little too much as well. But I do also think that it's pretty cool that there's like this river here actually will take you pretty much directly to Nadia. I had plans to eventually dig some canals and stuff, but like I said, now that the game is updated, I kind of want to start over with new generation, and I kind of want to play with the world gen settings a little more to kind of fiddle with them and get them nice and have some big lakes and big oceans and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so like there is a pretty big ocean over here as well. And like I said, I will I'll show once I exit out of the world here. I'll show the world settings and that kind of stuff, the generation settings and all that. So yeah, that's the windmill. Pretty cool. I think at least. I mean, not my best work, honestly. I'm still learning a lot about building this game and trying to use the chiseling system to effectiveness. And this was kind of this was the most recent thing I've worked on, and you can see that it's actually off center a little bit, which I kind of don't like. But yeah, so we'll kind of skip over the house for now. This here is the barn. So I have in here my elk. Like I said, I did complete the story, so here's my elk. And then we've got some pigs that I just got recently, or boars, whatever, you know, that I just got. So they haven't bred at all, but you have a little area up here. Again, at some point I was going to come back and add some more, you know, cosmetic kind of like cool looking stuff up here, but right now it's just where I'm keeping some extra troughs. And then there I've got my my bighorn sheep. Really like the update with these, by the way. They redid the textures for a lot of these, so they're much more look like the elk now instead of looking like the old blocky shapes that they used to have, which is really cool. I like the new style a lot. But yeah, so in the summer I do have a thing. I can open those doors and let them out to have a little more space. But so this is the barn. I really need to I tried to do something fancy with the roof, but it didn't really work out. So yeah, and then we'll move on to the main occasion here after. So this is just kind of an outdoor field, and then we have over here, this is the bees. Again, I did not do anything fancy for this. You can kind of tell probably, but that's where my bees are. And then here we have some outdoor kind of just bulk stone storage. These are from now it's a fork. It used to be, yeah, which is why there's some of these weird game block air things here. But it's a fork, but it used to be stone quarry, something like that. Like I said, these are from that. I will include the mod list in the description. But so let's just go inside. So here we have the kitchen. Nothing fancy really. This was before they introduced all of the cabinets that they put in the game, which I will definitely be using a lot in the coming updates. These are really cool. I really like these. But so I had to do all my own chisel furniture, and I'll probably still do a lot of this too, because it does look very nice. But this is where my fruit press and kind of my ovens are, and like I said, this does go all the way to the top because these generate. I have a mod that makes these actually generate inhalable smoke that'll build up and kill you over time. So same with these, obviously. And then in here is just kind of a general storage area. This is my my dog. This is from the wolf taming mod. Name of Dr. Giggle Fucklet. I don't know why I named him that, but I did. So this is kind of all the seeds I've got. Some random bullshit in here. Same with this, like leather and some other random clay bits and dyes and all that stuff. Here we have all the ores and stuff that I have, or a lot of them. This is kind of the windmill-ish, and also fertilizer. A couple other things are in here too. I store my band-aids in there as well. This is the junk drawer hiding under the staircase here. This little junk drawer with a bunch of useless shit in here. Not all useless, but this is like, I guess a couple people maybe like to build ruins and stuff. I don't really like doing that, so if you wanted, I always keep them just because I want to, but we'll go up and then we'll kind of come back down. Here we have a hallway. This is kind of a guest room slash other storage room. I've got a lot of the story quest item, like oddities that you get throughout the game. Predominantly, spoilers by the way, if you really don't want to know anything about the story. Actually, never mind. Just these are from one of the story locations, and a lot of this other stuff is too. This is my first iron set of armor. I got for whatever reason, the way that this map generated, there's just a shit ton of meteors. Really easy to find, so I got a ton of meteoric iron. Here we have all the clothes that I've collected. I don't wear a lot of these, but I have collected a ton of stuff, so that's cool. Which actually I just now realized they removed the warmth stat on the glasses. They used to have a warmth stat. Here's some extra stuff that isn't super useful. I think Tobias gave me one of these, and that's why I have more than 4 of them. Just a kind of extra like storage space, backpacky kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff where if I had a friend come play, I'd give them some of this stuff so that they could have inventory space. This is just kind of an empty room. I never really decided what I wanted to do with this, and I couldn't really figure it out. But yeah, I've got this is like the junk, unusable clutter, but actually maybe would look cool in a build kind of stuff. And also some other junk that's just junk. Like most of this stuff is probably only really going to be useful to be melted down. But here we have the kind of dining room with all of a lot of clay items that I never use except for storing honey. There's some honey in there, and that's where I keep my honey usually. But I like this. This turned out really nice. This is a nice room. I like these chandeliers too. They're really cool, and they actually provide more light than these are the highest illumination object in the game, actually, which is kind of cool. Well, I think that you can get in survival. And then down here we have a chest full of temporal gears because I didn't really know what to do with them. But yeah, that's fun. And then, oh yeah, this is a kind of a cool perspective too. Kind of like that. Then in here we have like the library, which those are bugged for some reason. I'm not sure why you can see through the bottoms of these, but it might just be because of the way they updated. I didn't come back here. I didn't come up here since updating the game, so that's interesting. But yeah, this is the kind of library slash story content room that I have. I don't know why these bottles don't have. That's interesting. I'm not sure why there's not liquid in those like there is on the tooltip, but yeah, you can also see that the yeah, you can actually see the smoke through the walls too. But this does go all the way up. But yeah, so this is just Here's a ton of the story kind of stuff and ruined junk and a lot of stuff in here. All these story location stuff and um, all the like Jonas pieces that you can get. A lot of like busted tools and stuff in here too, like the these ruined tools. I like to collect them, and then all my tuning cylinders. I didn't actually buy a resonator in this one like I did in my last one, but just junk armor sets, that kind of thing. And then my personal room. So I've got you might have noticed that I'm not wearing any armor because I don't like that it slows you down and makes you take extra food, but so I don't wear it very often. Oh, they actually updated the textures on these, which is cool. You can actually see the linen through the chain now. That's nice. They used to not be like that. That's cool. But yeah, there's some extra tools like a bow, my armor and shield that I made. This is all steel chainmail, which I personally like steel chainmail the best. But I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people have different preferences. And then also some money, that kind of stuff. A couple of other little oddities, bow and arrow, that kind of stuff. My bed, and then I never managed to actually find an aged bed in this one, so wooden bed it is. And then again another little desk with some oddities on it. So, oh, there's supposed to be a beam there. I'm starting to think that the game might have deleted some of my beams because I know that I definitely put a beam there, but no, what are you gonna do? Are there any other missing beams? No. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the house. Let's go into the basement though, and kind of the storage room area. That's the like living spaces. And then down here, oh yeah, my dog holds all my bones because you can feed them to the dog for obedience. So we'll kind of go down this way now. This here is just the general storage area. It's kind of a mess, but I kind of liked it that way. I kind of want to get rid of this chest at some point, but this is where I keep a lot of my building stuff. Oops. All my wood is in here, some glass, all quartz. All my molds are in here too. I don't know why they're in here, but I put them in here. A lot of rocks, like stones and stuff, and then a ton of dirt and kind of miscellaneous building blocks. All my tools. Like I said, these are all from all these tools here. All four of them actually are from that stone quarrying fork for making those big blocks. Ton of dirt, sand, bone meal, whatever. And then storage, and I don't know why the rot's in here. I didn't have anywhere better for it. And then my bomb box. This is, yeah, I have like 38, and it takes 192 to fill up that giant greenhouse that I made. So, but I do have a lot of high fertility soil, so I could probably use that at some point. There's supposed to be a cat in here somewhere. Not really sure where that thing went. I swear every time I look for it, it's not here, but it's always here when I'm not trying to find it. And then up here we have more bulk storage for my clay, and then just a lot of rocks, stones. I don't really have any use for this many stones, so. But you never know when you need it, so might as well keep it. Where did that cat go? Whatever. There's a cat in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Here's my cat, Bingle Bong. This is we got some wood storage. This is the cellar now, by the way. If you can't tell, I'm a really big fan of these really steep staircases. Try not to use them too much, but they're very useful when, like for this location, they look really nice, and they are not. They're very traversable too. So, but yeah. So this is the cellar here. More wood storage. This room here, it has no light in it yet, but it sounds like there's a Botorn down there. So, oh, yep, there he is. Hi, buddy. Maybe just get rid of him really quick. This is eventually going to be, and it's kind of done. What this is going to be is if you couldn't tell already, this is a charcoal pit for charcoal burning. I had to play around in creative a little bit to figure out how to get this to work the best. But yeah, this is supposed to be for making charcoal, which is why this room is also not very complete yet, because I wasn't quite done with it. And then in here we have my cellar. Really not super impressive, to be honest. I've never been super great at building cellars, and I always build them way too big, which is why it looks like this. It's pretty empty. But yeah, so we got my food, a couple crocks of whatever, salt and halite, and then a ton of actual edible food, prepared food, and then a ton of grain and whatever. We got some milk in here. I think that's it, really. Yeah, I got some milk in here, some crocks of stuff, and then this is where my wine would be if I had any, but I didn't make any. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Oh, outside here, yeah, we'll kind of cap it off here. This is my kind of forage area. So a lot of you might know that now that the game has updated, um, they added the bellows, which you actually need pretty quite badly to actually make these forges functional. So I built this before the smithing update came out, obviously. Whereas now it makes a lot more sense to have your smithy connected to your windmill, whereas here you didn't. In the pre 122, you did not need to. So you could have something like this. But yeah, so this is where I make my leather, and this is the steel making location, and I got a beehive killing in here as well for making extra stuff. Never updated the underside of these either, so they look pretty bad. But this forge turned out really nice. I'll have to find a new way of designing forges now that you actually have to have them accessible to bellows and whatnot. But yeah, so this is my kind of smithy area, and that's pretty much it. I got some barrels out here, and oh, here's all my actual like ingots and stuff. I don't know why I don't put them in chests, but whatever. Yeah. Oh, I got my coal here too, if anyone's interested in that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna call it here, but be on the lookout possibly for some more vintage story content from me. I'm gonna, like I said, I do kind of want to play. I am planning on playing quite a bit from the playing the new update, and there is actually a new version that I have to update to, but the mods I like to play with take some time to update, and I kind of want to go crazy with the mods next time, so we'll see on that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll show you the world stats now as well. So yeah, 186 hours, 186 and a half hours on that world. The settings here, pretty much they're all basically default values with a little bit of modification. I play solo, so like I turn off class exclusive recipes, and I don't like having to go like 10,000 blocks to I don't like having to go 10,000 blocks to find the story locations, so I also decrease the range that those are at. Kind of a loot goblin, so I like to really plumb them for everything they're worth, which means making multiple trips on the elk, which if it takes about 10 minutes, it starts to take a while. So, but yeah, so thanks for watching.